Have you ever wondered how different parts of your brain function? It's a fascinating journey, really. The brain, the first and foremost crucial organ of the human body, is a marvel of complexity and specialization. Each region of this intricate network has a unique role to play, contributing to the myriad of functions that make us who we are. From the large cerebrum, responsible for our consciousness and reasoning, to the smaller hippocampus, critical for forming new memories. Each area is a powerhouse of activity, intricately linked with the others, creating a symphony of thought, emotion, and action. So, let's take a moment to appreciate this marvel of nature, to understand its complexity, and to explore the unique functions of its various regions. This isn't just an organ, it's the epicenter of our existence. Now let us delve deeper into the intricacies of these brain regions and their roles. Front and center we have the cerebrum, the largest part of the brain. Now the cerebrum isn't just big for show, it's the powerhouse of our brain's functions. It's like the CEO of a large corporation, overseeing a variety of operations and making critical decisions. The cerebrum consists of two main components. The first is the gray matter, also known as the cerebral cortex. This is the outer layer of the cerebrum that processes and interprets the information we receive. It's responsible for our consciousness, sensory perception, and speech. It's the part of the brain that allows us to make judgments, solve problems, and feel emotions. It's also where learning takes place. Imagine the gray matter as the brain's control center, receiving and interpreting information from our sensory organs, and then making decisions about how to respond. It's like a sophisticated computer system, processing data and executing commands. The second component of the cerebrum is the white matter. This is located at the center and contains axons wrapped in myelin. Axons are like the brain's superhighway system, transmitting information to other parts of the nervous system. The myelin sheath acts as an insulator, much like the plastic coating on electrical wires, allowing signals to move quickly and efficiently. But the cerebrum's job isn't just about processing information. It also regulates our body temperature, initiates and coordinates our movements, and governs our senses. It's like the director of a symphony, ensuring all the instruments play together in harmony. So the next time you're solving a complex problem, remember that it's your cerebrum hard at work. And the next time you're enjoying a beautiful sunset or the taste of your favorite meal, take a moment to appreciate your cerebrum, the part of your brain that makes these experiences possible. As you can see, the cerebrum plays a vital role in our daily life. It's the brain's command center, overseeing everything from our movements and senses to our thoughts and emotions. So the next time you're marveling at the complexity of the human brain, remember to give a special nod to the cerebrum, the star of the show. Moving on, we have the frontal and parietal lobes. The frontal lobe, located at the front of the brain, is the veritable command center of our cognitive functions. It's where the magic of reasoning, planning, problem-solving, and judgment happens. This region houses the motor cortex, the maestro directing all our voluntary muscle movements. When you decide to pick up a pen, it's your frontal lobe pulling the strings. Imagine the frontal lobe as a sophisticated executive office, where high-level decisions are made and orders are dispatched for execution. It's the CEO of your cognitive operations, making strategic decisions that shape your actions and reactions. Now let's shift our attention to the parietal lobe. It is the cartographer of the brain, processing sensory information it receives from the outside world, mainly relating to spatial sense and navigation. This is known as proprioception. The parietal lobe is the main sensory receptive area for the sense of touch. It's like the brain's GPS, constantly updating your body's position in relation to the space around you. It helps you navigate your surroundings and interact with objects around you. So when you're walking through a crowded room without bumping into people or catching a ball midair, that's the parietal lobe in action. It's an unsung hero, quietly orchestrating your interactions with the world around you. In essence, the frontal and parietal lobes are like the brain's dynamic duo. The frontal lobe, with its executive functions, sets the course, while the parietal lobe, with its sensory processing capabilities, helps navigate the way. These lobes work together to help us navigate and make sense of our world. They allow us to interact with our environment, make decisions, and carry out actions. It's a testament to the brain's remarkable design, where different regions perform different functions, but all work in harmony to create our lived experience. So the next time you find yourself making a decision or navigating your way around a new city, remember, it's your frontal and parietal lobes hard at work. These lobes work together to help us navigate and make sense of our world. Next, let us explore the temporal and occipital lobes. As we journey through the brain, these two regions are quite fascinating. Let's start with the temporal lobe, located on either side of the brain just above your ears. This region has a starring role in processing auditory information. It's like the brain's personal sound engineer, fine-tuning all the noise, music, and voices we hear into something meaningful. But it doesn't stop there. The temporal lobe also plays a key role in interpreting semantics, both in speech and vision. You might be wondering, what does that mean? Well, semantics is all about meaning. So, when you watch a movie and understand the dialogue, or when you look at a painting and comprehend the symbolism, you can thank your temporal lobe for that. And nestled within the temporal lobe lies the hippocampus, a tiny region that punches well above its weight. It's the guardian of our memories, critical for forming new ones. It's like a librarian, carefully cataloging every new experience we have for future reference. Now let's shift our focus to the back of the brain, where the occipital lobe resides. This region is primarily responsible for processing visual information. It's a bit like the brain's private cinema, taking in all the colors, shapes, and movements we see, and turning them into a coherent picture of the world. It houses the primary visual cortex, a crucial part of our visual system. So when you marvel at a sunset, navigate your way home, or simply read a book, it's the occipital lobe that's hard at work, making sense of what you see. In essence, the temporal and occipital lobes are our gateways to understanding the world around us. They allow us to hear, see, and remember our experiences, enriching our lives with sound, sight, and memory. These lobes allow us to perceive and remember our surroundings. So the next time you enjoy a beautiful piece of music, or cherish a cherished memory, remember to thank these incredible parts of your brain. Now, we'll look at the cerebellum and brainstem. Let's start with the cerebellum. This part of the brain is often considered the control center for voluntary movements. It's like the conductor of an orchestra, ensuring that all aspects of movement, posture, balance, coordination, and speech are carried out smoothly and in harmony. It's the cerebellum that enables you to walk without stumbling, to stand upright without falling, and to speak without slurring your words. It's also involved in motor learning, that is, the process of improving skills through practice. So, every time you learn a new dance move or perfect your tennis swing, it's your cerebellum that's making that progress possible. Next, we journey to the brainstem, a structure that might be small in size but plays a massive role in our survival. The brainstem is the primary regulator of life-sustaining functions. It controls our breathing, heartbeat, and blood pressure. It's the brainstem that ensures your heart keeps beating while you're asleep, and that you keep breathing without having to consciously think about it. But the brainstem isn't just about keeping our hearts beating and our lungs breathing. It also serves as a crucial conduit for neural signals. It's like the brain's information highway, allowing messages to travel between various parts of the nervous system. This includes signals from the brain to the body, and vice versa. Therefore, it plays a vital role in controlling reflexes and relaying information about sensations and voluntary muscle movements. So, in essence, the cerebellum and brainstem work in tandem to regulate and coordinate our movements, maintain our vital functions, and ensure communication within the nervous system. They might not be as well known as some other parts of the brain, but their importance cannot be overstated. In a nutshell, the cerebellum and brainstem are the unsung heroes of the brain. They quietly go about their business, enabling us to go about ours. They work behind the scenes, ensuring that we can move, breathe, and live. Without these parts, our most basic functions would be impossible. Lastly, let's examine the hippocampus and amygdala. The hippocampus, a small structure deep within the brain, plays a big role in our ability to create and store new memories. It's also involved in learning, helping us to absorb and process new information. Now imagine a memory without any emotion tied to it. Hard, isn't it? That's where the amygdala comes in. This almond-shaped structure is closely linked with the hippocampus, and is pivotal in processing our emotions, especially those related to fear and pleasure. It helps us remember the emotional context of our experiences, making our memories more vivid and meaningful. So, next time you recall a fond memory or feel a sudden rush of fear, remember that it's your hippocampus and amygdala at work. These parts of the brain shape our experiences and emotions. In conclusion, every part of our brain has a unique and vital function. From the cerebrum's role in consciousness and sensory perception, to the amygdala's involvement in processing emotions, each region contributes to our complex human experience. The brainstem keeps us alive by regulating essential life functions, while the hippocampus allows us to form new memories. Understanding the functions of these regions opens the door to a better understanding of our thoughts, actions, and experiences. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more informative content.